With a home victory against the Kings, Rudy Gay and Manu Ginobili rally the Spurs to clinch their 21st straight playoff berth.
Spurs 98, Kings 85 in the final. Oh, what a night.
Months before hundreds of armed activists protested the Almost Park Police Department. A confrontation caught on video between an officer and an activist portrayed inadequate police training.
We are dealing with a man with a gun. We are dealing with a person with a gun over here. Step back.
And a San Antonio Democrat is the new chairman of the Texas Hispanic Caucus. I'm Chance Storlin with your Express Briefing for Tuesday, April 10th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts and get each day's top news and sports headlines delivered to your inbox at expressnews.com/newsletters. Activist Joanna Castro alleges in a federal lawsuit that Almost Park police officer Albert Salinas pointed a rifle at her as she filmed the arrest of another activist, then shoved her and tried to break her camera, with a video of the incident from the night of February 20th appearing to confirm the allegations. The following audio contains explicit language and has been edited for time and content.
We are dealing with a man with a gun. Move out of the way and get
Why
back.
are you touching me?
We are dealing with a person with a gun.
Why are you touching me?
Get back.
Asshole.
We're dealing with a person with a gun.
Go at it. Get back and get the camera on him.
No hands on. Put your hand behind your back, sir.
I will comply, sir.
Why do you have a gun, sir?
Are you conducting an investigation?
Yes, sir, but put your hand behind your back now.
Okay, guys, y'all see this? He threw my
Why do
phone.
you have a gun?
He pushed me. He knocked this camera off my hands.
Months before hundreds of armed activists descended on Almost Park to protest the municipality's police department this past weekend, the filmed confrontation now appears to have been a precursor for the larger spectacle that was to come. San Antonio Express News Metro columnist Brian Chasnoff says proper police training is why gun rights activists have successfully provoked Almost Park police into overreacting to lawful activity, but not in other areas such as San Antonio, where police are trained to disregard a city ordinance that prohibits anyone other than an officer from carrying a long gun in public, as any such rule contradicts a Texas state law that allows the open carry of long guns. U.S. citizens have a constitutional right to film or photograph anything plainly visible from public spaces, including police carrying out their duties. Chasnoff says the municipal government of Almost Park seems to nurse a disdain for the First Amendment, including the city's mayor and police chief, who often ignore requests to speak with media. As the state heads into the 2018 elections, Texas State Senator Jose Menendez is the new chairman of the Texas Hispanic Caucus. The San Antonio Democrat says he plans to focus on improving education for children statewide and increasing the number of minority-owned businesses competing for state contracts. Menendez replaces Houston Democratic State Senator Sylvia Garcia, who is poised to be among the first Latinas Texas sends to Congress. The 11-member caucus was formed in 1987 to promote legislative initiatives for improving the state's Hispanic community. And while many questions remain for the rest of the Spurs season, San Antonio has done it. The Spurs are in the playoffs.
We've been on this road before. Spurs in need of a spark, a player, somebody to step up and help them win a basketball game. And at the end of the day, it was that old vet. Who doesn't like to be called old, but it was the vet, the former king, Rudy Gay, stepping up once again and delivering. Hello, everyone. It's Jabbar Young here for your Express News post-game wrap right after the Spurs beat the Sacramento Kings 98-85. And it was definitely a win that the Spurs wanted, because now with this win comes a playoff clinch. That's right. They finally, a playoff berth. They finally are able to make it to the playoffs after a long, drawn-out season, filled with drama, filled with ups and downs, Kawhi Leonard in, out, the injuries. It all paid off in the win over the Sacramento Kings, but it didn't appear that way at first. Spurs started this game off very sluggish, being outscored in the first quarter 25-17 and just looking for offense. They were just all over the place. 3-point ball not falling. Second, took a deficit they had. 14 points they had to overcome to beat the Sacramento Kings. You didn't think it was going to play out that way, but it did. And at the end of the day, Rudy Gay was the man that the Spurs can thank or help thank for this win. Bryn Forbes was phenomenal, finished with 11 points off the bench. Manu Ginobili doing what he does. Sometimes I think this man's not even human, but at the end of the day, Rudy Gay is the man who got it started. Go back all the way to the third quarter, 6-minute mark around the 6:40. Greg Popovich inserts Rudy Gay in the lineup, and it paid off. Spurs finished the Kings 50-27. That's what they outscored the Kings, 50-27. Rudy Gay had 16 points in about 14 minutes off the bench, stepping up when he needed the most, and not just doing it on the offensive end, the defensive end too, getting some rebounds and blocking some shots. But at the end of the day, again, Rudy Gay providing what he does. And he said he's back a couple of games ago, and he just kind of proved it once again. After the game, I asked him, what was his mindset?
I'm just thinking when I get out there, I gotta make something happen. Especially at times like that when you feel like, okay, maybe it's something I did wrong. Just next time you get out there, just make sure you're perfect and make something happen. The way I was grown up, and you're never going to have anything given to you, so you got to go get it your own.
Now, what's next for the Spurs? Well, one more game left in New Orleans, and that game is going to be really important because a lot can happen. The Spurs can finish anywhere from 4th to 7th in the West, so we'll see how that seeding plays out. At the end of the day, the Spurs get it done. 21 straight postseason appearances now. This season, we'll see what they play. A lot of guys in that locker room think they're going to play either the Jazz or the Blazers, but we'll see at the end of Wednesday. So we won't have to wait too long. But again, Spurs clinched the playoffs. Rudy Gay was phenomenal. Bryn Forbes, Manu Ginobili, and now they close out the season against the Pelicans. For all your Spurs news and notes, and I can say now postseason news and notes as well, expressnews.com.
And that's your daily San Antonio Express News briefing for Tuesday, April 10th. Subscribe to this and other free content at expressnews.com/podcasts. I'm Chance Dorland.